So today we have the Polestar 3 dual motor variant here. I will just take it for a little drive, show you around it. We'll talk a little bit about some features it has. Starting here in the front, the new Polestar 3 features an aero wing here, where wind can come in and kind of pass through the top here. In the front you have the smart sensor, or smart zone, which includes some cameras, sensors, to kind of detect objects that you might not see. We have the iconic headlight design here. This particular car has a 111 kilowatt hour battery with 489 horsepower and 840 newton meters of torque. It goes 0 to 100 in 5 seconds. This one has the aesthetic performance package upgrade, which means that it has some aesthetic features. It doesn't really have the performance of the performance pack, but just kind of looks like it. Looking at the rear of the car, looks quite nice. Very sleek design in my opinion. To open up the rear of the car, you have a little button down here at the license plate, which you just push. And the back will open up. You have a little cover here that you can remove. And here is your trunk. You have a decent amount of space in here actually. And you have a little divider here. You can put like this in order to keep things in place. Also a decent amount of storage here. Over on this side you have a button to raise and lower the car to more easily put things inside or take things out. As you can see, the car just lowered actually. You see, they're not really buttons, they're more just of a touch button. Works quite well, actually quite fast. Let me pull this back. There you go. And here, button to close it and button to close and lock. The rear seats in the car are actually quite nice. Quite a comfortable amount of space. The seats do feel comfortable. Maybe a little bit slippery, but it's nothing bad. You have heated seats on both the left and right seat, not the middle seat. And you have a temperature control here where you can turn it on and off individually as you please. You also have 2 USB-C ports down here for charging. This is the armrest. So you can push on the middle. And you have 2 cup holders. Storage here on the back of the front seat. Leg room is actually quite nice. Sitting here behind myself, I have very large amount of leg room. Also headroom is not really an issue at all. Now moving on to the front seats. To open up the car you can either have cards or a physical key, or you can also pair it to your phone. But to open it up you have the key card here and you just put it on the handle here, and there you go. Now you can get inside the car. Looking inside, I really like the design in here. Polestar itself kind of markets it as Scandinavian minimalism. Sitting inside the cabin. In the middle center console you have a little button here to control volume and start music and stop music. You have a little place here for key cards and wireless charging. You have cup holders underneath here, which has some small hands here to grip your drink, and also a rubber bottom. In the middle center console here, very deep storage, but not really anything down here, just a deep hole. You have storage underneath here, just to place a little bit of a rubber texture. And underneath the screen here you have 2 USB-C ports, one on either side. To open up the glove box, you press the button here on the screen. In the doors you have quite a big area here for putting whatever you want, a water bottle or something. Just 2 buttons to either lock the car doors, unlock them, or window switches for the front. If you want to do the rear window switches, you press here. Now you can do the rear windows. Click again, you have the front windows. To open up the car, you have a little pull tab here which you pull up, and there you go. This car features the Bowers & Wilkins system, which offers 25 speakers inside and also active noise cancelling, which reduces road noise and outside noise when you're driving. This particular car also features Polestar's active air suspension. The seats are actually quite comfortable. You have this little square here to adjust, and then you have a center button here to switch between what you are adjusting. For an example, if I begin to touch the middle button on the screen here, it will kind of adjust what we're doing. This particular model also has heated steering wheel, heated seats, and also cooling in the seats. And it also offers massage. The car also has Google Maps, which also makes sure that you can see how much battery you have on arrival and also how much you will have to get back. You can also plan charging stops along the route. Polestar has also introduced a new plug-and charge system at select chargers, which kind of works the same as Tesla chargers. You go up to the charger, you just plug it in, and the car will start charging. To start driving the Polestar 3, you just get in, you push the brake, and you put the car in gear. As you can see, the car also features a heads-up display. I will say this is one of the more clear and readable heads-up displays that I've seen in cars in the recent times. I can tell already that the air suspension works very well in this car. It's very smooth to drive. It just floats along the road. I'm also not really sure if it is the active noise cancelling working or if it's just the car itself, but it is very quiet in here. The steering in the car feels quite nice. It's very soft, but still has a precise feeling. I'm not really sure about these buttons here on the steering wheel. They're kind of unmarked as far as I can see, so I'm not necessarily sure what they're doing. Something happened there. Oh, I guess that was kind of a talk button to get to Google Assistant. You can kind of see what they do if you just put your finger on it. Now driving along here at 70, the car really feels quiet and smooth. I guess it's a combination of the active noise cancelling and the air suspension, but it's a really nice ride. A small thing I will say though is that these stalks here behind the steering wheel for the indicators and also for the gear, they kind of feel a little bit cheap, to be honest. Like, they feel a little plasticky, and when you move them they feel kind of light and again plasticky, which is a little bit disappointing because it's also something you touch quite a lot. I will also take this trip here and see how the car kind of does on battery. Right now it's saying that we will arrive with 74%. Right now we have 85%, so we'll see how well that kind of holds up. To enable the steering assist, it's kind of the same way as it is in Teslas. You just take the gear shifter here and you just push it down to drive. And as you can see in here, it's now saying steering assist is active. So now the car will steer for me and also keep the speed. And I can see here I can adjust the speed now with this side over here. Oh my god! The car decided to pull a little bit too hard to the left there. The car also has cameras inside that will look at you to make sure that you're paying attention to the road, and they will also check if you're getting tired and kind of suggest that it's time to take a break. I can kind of feel right now that driving along with the steering assist, the car is kind of, I don't know if you can see it on the steering wheel, it's kind of ping-ponging a little bit from side to side, and you can kind of feel it in the steering wheel that it keeps kind of going left and right always. Let's try and play a little bit with the massage features in the car. I don't really know how to access the massage features here on the screen. I guess if I just touch this button down here on the seat, the massage function comes up like this, and you can kind of choose a wave. You can kind of choose which one you would like. I'll just do my, what do you call it, lower back. Driving along here at 130, we're sitting at approximately 83 to 85 decibels, so still not bad, but I can definitely tell that the car is a little bit louder here on the highway in terms of wind noise and maybe also tire noise. But the car is definitely smooth to drive. it's quite a relaxing drive, and the seats do feel nice. They are a little bit harder, they feel a little bit more sporty, but they are comfortable. Another thing I can feel is that if you really want to, you can kind of steer the car out of your lane with this assist system. It's not really as controlling as something like the Tesla autopilot system. So if I'm not paying attention, my hand can easily kind of pull the car over the line. The infotainment system seems nice and responsive. It works quite fast, and it also has Google Assistant and Maps, and you have YouTube and Spotify, and you can see here you can also download apps for the car, so I guess you can get more stuff. I can definitely see that when we're driving faster on something like the highway, the car gets a little more noisy than something like the Polestar 4 it does. Also parking here, you can see you have quite a nice view with the 360 overhead, but also quite a nice rear view camera here. One thing I have definitely noticed about driving this car is, again, the accelerator pedal. Once you kind of push it to the floor, it has that 1 second kind of delay where it kind of takes a little bit of time before the car really picks up. But then after that, the car really does kind of smoothly accelerate. It's not really that very harsh acceleration that kind of kicks you back into your seat. It's more of a gradual acceleration. You can feel it builds. I did actually like the massage feature in this car, so I will just give myself another one. There we go. So here's the kind of the menu where you can choose how you want the car to feel. The wheel here is set to, the steering wheel is set to standard. You can put it here to light. One pedal drive is also at standard. Suspension standard. You have flexible. You have tight. You have like power transfer, I suppose it's how it's translated. But I have it at range. You can also put it at performance. Put it here to performance and see how it goes now. If I accelerate to. Oh my God! Well. So we will just quickly see here if we can do a 0 to 80. I'm not really allowed to drive faster than that. Let's see here. Oh my God. It's definitely fast. It is a fast car. It has that kind of, again, where the car builds to the acceleration. It's not as instant as something like the Teslas or something. It's more of a slow little build before you get the full amount of power. So yes, I can definitely see that if you have it here in the range mode, the acceleration is more gradual and a little bit slower, whereas if you put it into performance, it still has that gradual build, but a lot faster than it if you have it in range. And now we have actually arrived at the destination that I put in on the map, and as you can see, we are at 74%. So even though the car actually said we would arrive with 80 something, we did arrive with 74%, which I'm pretty sure was the original number that the car actually said we would arrive with. So it kept to that number at least, even though we took the detour. should also mention that this car was provided to me by Pedersen and Nielsen in Aabenraa here in Denmark. If you are in Denmark and you are looking for a new Polestar model, I would highly recommend coming to the Pedersen and Nielsen store in Aabenraa. The staff there is very, very friendly, more than willing to help, and they have a nice showroom where you can see all the models, go and try them, and they have all the different interior options laid out so you can see them and feel them. Highly recommend go checking them out. I will also leave links and information down below, so it will be a little easier to get in contact with them. And once again, a huge thanks to Pedersen and Nielsen here in Aabenraa for allowing me to have this car for a few hours to test out and to drive around. Again, if you are in the market for a Polestar here in Denmark, please do not hesitate to come by here. Very friendly staff, and they will be more than happy to help you find your new car.